And we are live.
Are we?
Are you starting recording?
There we go.
Yes, there we go.
Now we are live.
Now we are live.
Hi, Justine. How are you?
Hi, babes. How are you?
Good. I
Yeah.
feel like I've been hit by the back of a spaceship, actually. I don't know if it's this full moon or my moon cycle, but and also just the end of the year, and feel like I'm moving through a massive, not a massive, but a big expansion again. And with expansion comes initiation. But I picked it up very quickly, and I'm aware of what it is. So that's that. Welcome to the show, guys. As usual, take what resonates and leave
the rest.
Yeah, we kind of just wing it on the show. So we hope you've been enjoying it. I've actually had people go, "Hey, looking forward to the next one." So we're glad you're enjoying it. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's lekker. So I had this beautiful. It's really my first, but I had a beautiful Akashic record reading last week. And because I'm a teacher, I like to work with different things and different people and practice different things. And I had an Akashic thing many years ago, but I didn't quite understand what it was then. And I found this guy, and I kind of, there's so much information coming through. So I found this guy and I was like, I like him. Let me just put him in my little folder. And then I saw a little discount and I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to go for the session. And it was so awesome, Justine. It was so awesome. So the first thing that came through was my Lemurian self.
Yes.
It's called Pravina or something. Her name is Pravina or something. And he was like, you don't seem surprised about this. I said, no. And he said, you're just integrating these aspects. And then the White Wing Collective Consciousness of 9 came through.
Okay.
Which was also quite beautiful because there's a channel that I've been listening to since the very beginning of my spiritual path. Her name is Magenta Pixie, and she channels them. And I was like, wow, it's been years since I've been listening to her, years and years and years. And they're quite, I love how they channel, and they're quite technical. And yeah, they want to channel through me, and initiate communication or whatever it's called. So I have to begin practicing that, which I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, that will come in about 7 months.
Okay, yeah.
I see that.
They just said I must just sit down with pen and paper and just write and yeah, until it's coming naturally and my ego's out the way.
Yeah,
so
7 months.
Yeah, but that was really cool. And then there's a word that I wrote down. Hold on. Oh, Delegrad. There was this ancient civilization called Delegrad. That's an aspect of me. I was re-listening to it now, but it didn't have enough minutes before. And then there was another one called the Minoan Civilization, which was near like Greece and stuff. This Delegrad civilization is actually an inner earth civilization.
Yes, because I'm not picking up on the earth plane.
Yes. So it's like an inner earth one, but what he also said is like there's also like an Akashic record there. So I don't know if there's two different ones, or I mean if everything's one. But he's like, it's like these elders or the keepers of this earth Akashic. I don't know. I need to re-listen to it. But yeah, that was super interesting. And then another thing that was fascinating, because he was like, are you interested in the Akashic records? Because there is an opening here for you. And I mean, I haven't really thought of the Akashic much, besides when I'm speaking to you and besides when I was with Noxie. And I said, what is the timeline? Obviously, the moment you ask about time in any of these questions, they're like, it's only for the mind. I mean, he said it could be 10 years, but they actually want to activate now. So went into this activation. So, I mean, I'm sure that'll take a while, whatever that means. I don't know. So that was quite a surprising one. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the journey unfolds.
Yeah. As always, I'm in recognition of, and I guess anyone take note of this, your limiting beliefs. But when you open, you're like, oh wow, these new aspects, there's these new skills, these new timelines based on the fact that you are infinite. And
yes, but you've done the work.
Yes.
With distinct difference.
Of course. And I've moved through a space, especially this weekend, where I've realized I'm in an initiation again, feeling that expansion again, where the world is a bit like wonky, just like, because I was in a space of nature, it's beautiful. And even there, I was like, oh, it's shifting again. And then I know, I'm like, okay, moving through a bit of, I feel like all expansion comes with shadow.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Because it's another level.
Yeah, I knew it because I was like, oh, I've had a nice 12 weeks. I've had a lacquer 12 weeks. And I was like, oh, it's going to come. It's going to come. And it's obviously also lining up for the solstice next week. Yeah. So we'll see. How was your weekend?
Oh, let me think.
You sound a lot better.
Oh, yes. No, I'm feeling a lot better.
Yeah.
I was a little bit congested in the sinuses. But I've done, because I check my system about every 2 weeks just to see if there's anything. And then obviously I check my energy levels. And then I did with my timelines, how do I put this? It's a sacred process. We spoke a bit about this in our episode that was recording, but that just left the digital scene very quickly.
Yes. I don't think we ever spoke to our viewers about that, actually. I just want to rehash. We did a recording with one of my beautiful sisters in light. She's moving through a deep initiation process this year that's called Twasa, which is part of the African Sangoma tradition and lineage. And the digital recording just wiped it out.
Didn't even download.
Yeah.
Just left.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I discussed, because you asked me a question about the aspects of my aligning my timelines, which I'm not going to mention now because I mentioned it in that video as well.
Yes.
But the aspects of integration are quite complex. And there are various phases to that. So so I'm going through that first phase at the moment, and and it was a little bit hard on the body, but anyway, I've got a lot of coding around me, and just so many people that are getting this virus. Carolina went in. She went in last week into university. The first meeting that they had throughout the year, did you see that?
Yes.
Came in.
Yeah, I did.
I'm going to tell you a story now about that just now. Anyway.
Okay.
So she had a meeting about 2 weeks ago with the staff for her department or something, and she asked me for protection, so I put special coding around her. And anyway, so she went into the meeting, and a day later, somebody WhatsApped and said, okay, they've got the virus. And anyway, she's fine. And then she went in last week. She was going in last week to the computer, to the IT department.
Yeah.
So she asked me again for protection. I did it. I activated the coding.
Yeah.
And it worked out that the timing that she went, they just locked down the IT department because they had a few cases there.
Yeah.
So they were coming in to fumigate, because whenever there's a case, they have to come in and fumigate.
Okay.
Anyway, so she went in again this morning. So I did some special coding. But I mean, this thing is like, everybody's like, it's hectic.
Oh, it's been buggy as fuck in Cape Town. But for me, I don't know if I'm just bypassing it, cruising through it, asymptomatic, or and obviously I recognize each opportunity is just an upgrade, And actually, there's that little forest gnome inside me that is just like, cool, bring it on. Let me
Yes.
let me drink this tap water, just one sip, so that I can remain strong. That's my thing. And Sham, I see on with everything that's going around with the vax passports, I really do feel like it's like, so what about an immunity passport? Like, what about like this beautiful, like, how's your immune system passport? Like, my immune system's super powerful, strong, beautiful, like cleansed, protected, and open and willing to adapt to.
Yes, well, we're going to integrate that something. I mean, you and I we've spoken about it.
Yeah.
With a spiritual footprint retreat, which is an initiation of mine. And we wanted to start the 3-day ones last year, but I just said no. We'll start with the 3-day retreats in 2022. But we're going to start an initiation of 1-day retreats where we focus on that.
Yeah.
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 So that will be coming into play in probably from March 2022, where people can, because I know some people don't like the 3-day retreats.
Yeah.
So we'll be offering 1-day retreats for individuals that just want to take some time out to check in and
we give them a little health passports, health checked.
Yeah, no, that's important. I mean, an aspect of because we will be dealing with the not only the mental and the emotional body and the spiritual body, but the physical body. So
I think it's all about the physical body at the moment. I mean, not all about, but for, I mean, they're all integrated systems.
Yeah, it's a good start. So we incorporate everything into one. So those will be coming on, being available from March 2022. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
So, where were we? You didn't ask a question, but how was so my weekend. So yes, I went to Margie, a friend of mine.
Yeah.
She's retired from this mental health institute after so many years.
Yes.
And she said, okay, come out to dinner on Saturday night. So to a Portuguese restaurant. And I was thinking, wow, why Portuguese? Because I'm not, it's not on my top priority list.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then I remembered, because she's moving to Portugal next year. Anyway, so went and had a double Johnny Walker Black, and everybody ordered, and I ordered my main meal. It was not much. It's like meat and chicken and prawns, but I can't.
Prawns.
Yeah, I can't eat fish because of my body.
Yeah.
So I and meat either. So I ordered chicken. Anyway, so to cut a very long story short, because I've mentioned this in the previous episodes that we've had.
Yeah.
They bring a huge plate with salad, chicken,
Chips.
and sliced potato chips.
Yeah.
I took one look at this and I couldn't eat it.
Yeah.
It was just too much on one plate.
Yeah.
So I sent it back.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we've had Portuguese. So that was just, whatever.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, we went to the River Cafe in Johannesburg here. It was lovely.
Beautiful.
Yeah, set in like a little lots of greenery, and lots of lots of rabbits, and the food was Italian. It was fantastic. I had a ball. So yeah, so that was my weekend.
Good. Yeah, I was at Planet Sankara again. I got a last minute invite to a medicine retreat that I was very clear that I didn't want to do any medicine. I've had like a 6 weeks, boom, 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 boom. Obviously now feeling this initiation coming through. And, you know, I think this is the message, like one cannot expand through your initiation if you are not resting. It's like I feel like it's like you receive the coding, you receive the upgrades, but then you need to rest for it to like land, you know?
Yeah. Important aspect to a guideline there, which is also what I use, is almost like a energy barometer. Okay.
Yes.
And you can visualize this if you want, however you want to, whatever the first notion comes to being in your mind.
Yeah.
For me, it's almost like a cup.
Yeah.
And I have different color codings. So if it's on red,
exit.
There's like, yeah,
One drop
exit
left in the cup.
very quickly.
Yeah.
Then the next color is yellow. Then the next color is blue, and the next color is white. Yeah. I only give out when it's at white.
Nice.
Not even when it's at blue.
But what's so interesting about this barometer is because yesterday was Sunday, so I came back and I have clients messaging like, you know, I mean, I deal with a lot of people going through a lot of stuff and through a lot of desperation, but through years of doing this work, I know how to handle it and create the boundaries. But it's like yesterday there was someone like, I need to see you now. That I was like, no, I cannot.
Yeah.
I will get back to you when my cup is full.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, this particular person was in consult many years ago. And obviously a lot of us burn out if we don't have these boundaries. And yeah, I was just like, guys, it's a Sunday. And I know I don't align to days of the week, but the point I was trying to make was when, look, this one came out of the blue, but sometimes people ask questions during the week and you're like, you're in your flow, you're in that white zone, and you're like, yes, in this moment, yes, but it may change by the time you are meant to have the this, the that. And that's what I'm dealing with at the moment, like this integrity of that energetic cup of like, it's not in integrity. I don't have the energy, boundaries being crossed. And you make these decisions like this without any projections and guilt and shame. Like at this level, you're like, no. And without this sounding like the ego, because it's not, it's just mastery of going like, I know my mastery. I know how I'm able to assist. And so based on my mastery, I'm going to create how this plays out.
Yeah.
I'm moving through a lot of that at the moment with people of like, it's not in integrity.
Yeah. Look, it's an important aspect of respect.
Yeah.
You are respecting yourself, and others are either going to respect that or not respect that.
Correct.
But it's an important influence.
Yeah, you know, and this one that I'm moving through at the moment, I think it's from, I mentioned in one of our last videos of that like clearing I did from Maria from, you know, that time when I was a freedom fighter, or many lives, where it's like you speak your truth, you're condemned. You speak your truth, you're locked up. You speak your truth, people, you hurt
You're burnt at the stake, yeah.
You know, and I feel like it's like, okay, cool. So the energy work gets done either between you and a healer or you and whatever, a coder, whatever. But then the initiation of that comes where it's like, okay, you've healed it or you've done the work. Now we're going to give you an earth test. Yes. And that's what I'm moving through at the moment.
Yeah.
And
the integration process is very important.
Yeah.
So whatever,
easy, but
yeah, whatever work you are doing, or whatever's being initiated by whatever teacher,
work, yeah,
energy work, it's very important to pay heed to that integration time. And over those periods, I mean, you could, your physical being could be affected, i.e. headaches or body aches or whatever the case may be. The aspect of your food intake could vary, your sleeping patterns as well, your dream state. So it's,
dreams.
yeah, so it's very important to pay attention and to self-care during those periods, because I mean that's dependable on what activations or what work's been done. That stuff, that's hectic stuff.
So this is the thing,
you know, and I don't think people understand. Yeah, that you can't have an activation, whatever, and then during the week go out and you know, whatever. So it's very important. And I mean, not everybody in your surroundings or your family or your friends or associates are going to understand that, but that comes back to the aspect of self-care.
Yeah.
You know, and integration and understanding, because during those pivotal periods, there will be besides the, hang on, I've got to wait for the word. Despite the transitioning that's happening because of what's been implemented, it depends on what you've had done and who you're working with.
Yeah.
During that integration period, there are going to be aspects that will come through. And if you are filling your time, your space, and your energy with other things, it interrupts that.
Of course. And this is the thing, you know, through all of this work and this weekend, you know, again, it was lonely for me, because it always is through these expansion periods. You're like, oh, fuck, I've got to do it's mine to do, it's mine to do, it's mine to do. But like the others that you leave behind through that, potentially they're either in resonance or they're not, you know. And the fear and projections of like, oh shit, am I going to trigger these people? Because there's always a trigger involved in someone's activation, another you know, another aspect of your frequency heightening. And it's like you literally feel like you're leaving people behind and you're just alone again. And that's never entirely true. That's never entirely true, but it certainly feels that way. But simultaneously, I feel very honored. I might get emotional here. I feel very honored and proud to be in such level of awareness on my path, because and within that realization, I'm like, fuck, there can't be many of us. This is just what I keep thinking. I'm like,
well, we can
be many.
We can take, and I've said this numerous times.
Yeah.
To you personally, on the show, okay, not so intensely, but you know my my feelings behind the aspects of teachers out there.
Yeah.
And those that call themselves shamans and masters.
Yeah.
That the integrity.
Yeah, it's this word is
behind the intention is not pure. And people will laugh at me, but you saw it this weekend.
And I felt it. It. That word integrity is what is like guiding me through and we've said it before. It's like this narrow, you know, it gets narrower and narrower and narrower as you move further and further and further into integrity. And it's like a fucking tight squeeze.
Yes,
you know?
But you know,
it is simultaneously freeing. So as tight as it is, it's freeing, and you can feel yourself expanding. It's like, it's a lot, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't think many do it in that integrity. That's my intuition.
Well, no, I don't see it. I mean, you know, I speak from my perception, what I see. But I've told you on numerous occasions, there are lots of people doing things out there in terms of mental health, emotional health, physical health. the plant medicine spectrum, which is very toxic. Sorry.
Yes, I know.
I see a lot of toxic, and the prime and a prime example is, I'm going to say it again, is what happened this weekend with you. Because if it was me, I would have done something to really make a point. But that's me.
Yeah.
You stood in the integrity of the group there. But
I'll tell you why, because one of my intentions, I went in with 3 intentions. 1 was integration of my own journey. 2 was grounding, because that's what I need. And the 3rd one was to hold space for the highest potential of the group. And so that happened in that moment.
But it's frightening. It's frightening that this is happening. And I mean, it's, you know, I don't like, I don't want to get into this because I get, okay, I'm taking a step back now.
Yeah.
But just that kind of behavior is totally unacceptable. And these are people that are presenting themselves as shamans. And then you're giving plant medicine that is supposed to be sacred, but you yourself are
tainted. Yeah.
Because I mean, you told me about the story, and I already saw. I don't like this dude.
Yeah.
Because I see a whole lot of, and it gets. You see, this is why I get. I get so upset. You know, where I get worked up.
Yeah.
And it's like people probably think, yeah, but why are you getting so worked up? It's because I know.
Because I see we worked fucking hard to stay in our integrity, and then we see others.
It's not even that. For me, it's not even that. Because I don't need to work hard to stay in my integrity.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, why are you out there charging whatever amount of money? Okay? Because you say this is what you are offering. And you are saying that it's a sacred event, or that it's there to assist humanity in bringing to the fore that which needs to be transmuted from this frequency to that frequency. But then you stand there and you lie. You lie and you pretend and you false, and then you inflict that upon somebody. If it was me, I would have inflicted something. Yeah, because for me, I don't stand for that shit. I don't stand for that.
Yeah.
And this is why I get so upset. And a lot of people out there we spoke about this in the previous our previous episode about people don't see.
Yes.
And the thing is, they are not aware.
Yeah.
So you are false in your information, and then you stand there and you give plant medicine, and this is the type of person that you are.
You know, this is what we speak of the false light matrix, you know, and again, guys, it's just be discerning. So for me, I'm very grateful to have had that experience, because it's not quite closed yet, or I energetically closed properly, but my message wasn't heard. So I now clearly can give a stronger teaching or whatever it is. So I'm grateful to have been there so that I can.
Yes, and it's,
you know what I mean? I can nip it in the butt.
Yeah, but I mean, we've seen a few of these. I mean, over the period that I've known you, you've asked me about certain people, and I mean, I see it as it is. I see the truth as it is, and it might happen a few months later or a year later.
Yeah.
Or instances like what happened this weekend.
Yeah.
But the important message to your clan out there, and any other person that's listening to this podcast, whatever, please be very careful on who you are allowing into the sacredness of your being.
Yeah.
Because they can call themselves shamans, they can call themselves whatever. But beneath that, and this is why I get so angry. But anyway,
I feel so lonely. I mean, I'm not alone, but in this weekend's moments, of like, yes, and in those moments is when I question my sanity, because obviously I know the pattern of Ascension a little bit. I know very little, but I know that, and I'm just like, fuck, am I am I going crazy? Am I buying into, beyond what happened? But it's like this level of integrity. You like,
Yes. We spoke about this in the first or second episode about walking that lonely journey.
yeah,
Because it is lonely, because as you
lonely.
get to see and experience like you've experienced, you see that they are very far and few between.
Yes.
And that's why my road has been very lonely, because
Yeah.
it's so difficult to find people that are
Aligned.
within the purity spectrum.
Yeah.
They're doing good work, but there's still that aspect of
Distortion.
distortion. But it's not even distortion. It's just
Dissonance.
plain bad behavior.
Yeah.
And it's theft of the mind, theft of the body, theft of the spirit, theft of the emotions. It's just, for me, it's unacceptable. If you're going to call yourself a teacher, a shaman, especially a shaman, that's why I said to you that word 3 years ago. I told you that word is tainted.
Yeah.
So whether you're going to call yourself a seer, a shaman, a spiritual teacher,
Energy healer,
an energy healer, a light worker, and people just use those words.
of course.
They just use those words because it looks pretty, or it sounds good, or it makes you look good, or whatever.
Yeah.
But
and hard work, guys.
the integrity of that needs to be 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. So I had a very interesting experience this morning. I was super, super tired. I've had like my moon cycle. It literally feels like 10 Vikings have just bashed me in the belly. I'm like, I've never felt this before. Anyway, I slept this morning, even though I have shitloads of work, but I was like, no, body comes first. Message to all of you. This is what precedes anything else. Point I'm trying to make is, obviously I'm a huge dreamer. My dreams are lucid. But I had something very interesting happen this morning. And actually, you were in that lucidity as well.
Yes, I dreamt of you this morning as well, and you were there.
Wow. Okay. So I was kind of like reaching out to you and going like, Justine, this is different to what I'm used to. So let me explain. So cool, dreaming. Then like dream in absolute lucidity. So very real. So I was in that space, but it was accentuated even more than that. So there was a feeling, and I've never had this, there was a feeling of like, this is actually happening. Not I'm in a dream and it's lucid and I'm aware that I'm astral. It's like there's actually like three parts of me. So the sleeper, the dreamer in lucidity, and this actual event happening that I've not experienced before. Like it was like another multidimensionality occurring that I'd not experienced before. And in that awareness, that's when I was calling out to you as my teacher of like, I'm feeling very expanded here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's a part of your upgrades.
Yes, I'm assuming so, because
Yes.
I mean, I can handle lucidity, very real, great, but like when you're feeling like, oh, I've not experienced this before.
Yeah. So now you understand, like,
The level.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now you understand the levels. And I'm going to say this again. You will only understand it when you experience it,
Yes.
because when you experience it, you feel it.
Yeah.
You see it, you sense it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very important.
Yeah. A couple of months ago, actually, I had this dream. I was also moving through an expansion space, and I kept for about 3 days. Whenever I woke up, I felt like I was back in a box.
Yes.
Like I was like this little ghost, like, or like a jack in a box, like, okay,
Yes.
get back in your box. So as I woke up in Earth Realm, I was like, I felt like restricted in a box. I was like, whoa. It was very, very interesting.
Yeah. So you're going through an integration now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just take it slow.
Yeah, I'm going to now.
And maintain your boundaries there.
Yes, I know, boundary work.
Yeah.
And I was just about to say something. Oh, also because I had this Akashic reading and that activation got done. And why I want to share this is like, be very careful, guys, of how much you are doing in the quest to enlighten yourselves, like this course, that course, this healer, this energy healer, this work, because it has to integrate in the body.
Can be very dangerous.
Yeah. So for example's sake, when I did the Akashic thing this week and he was like, let's they're asking for an activation, your body is ready. I'm sitting there and simultaneously the little girl in me is like, oh, this is so exciting. But as I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, we're going to get some integration coming up here, which is tough. And that's why, just to share a little bit about my weekend this weekend, why I didn't want to do medicine work is because within my own consciousness stream, my own sovereignty, my own mastery of myself, I know that I've been doing a lot and I needed a break.
Yeah.
And so when you are speaking with other people and they keep pushing you or excited for you to do something that is going to be altering your state of consciousness or expanding your consciousness, check in with your ego, because you need to check in with your own story, and that's it. And that's why this weekend frustrated me as well. It's like, if I say I'm integrating and I say I need rest, it means I'm integrating and I need rest.
Okay. Well, that's just a prime example of, besides the other event that happened.
Yeah.
It's the fact that these teachers are not listening.
Yes.
There's just no, they're not listening.
And they're not intuiting, like, and that's what I'm seeing is these false stories running. And I'm like, well, because I'm a light worker and this isn't my ceremony, so thank you for the invite. But if I'm going to continue doing what I need to do, preparing for solstice, like I know my world. So allow me to be sovereign in my mastery and do what I need to do. So yeah, a beautiful teaching for me this week. But I correct us. What I'm noticing is I self-correct quicker and quicker and quicker.
Yes.
Quickly.
It's
I'm
good.
like, no, I'm doing this now.
Yes. But the aspect of seeing is a huge thing.
Yeah.
Because you see this
storyline, the narrative.
It's not even a storyline. It's a piece of shit. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it what it is. It's just, it's rubbish.
Yeah.
This person standing in front of you in their ego.
Yeah.
That's trying to institute an aspect of
ownership or
whatever. It's
just control, actually.
Yeah, control and ego.
It's ego, yeah, ego and control.
This whole play.
It's
and this is happening. These people come to ceremony. They're trusting this
person.
I'm not even going to. Yeah. I've got a word, but I'm not going to use it. No, it's terrible. Anyway, so
we speak of integrity here, guys, as well. Like for me, I'm about to cancel on someone, which eliminates a chunk of finances out of my space, and I'm just like, Spirit's got my back, yo.
Yeah.
It doesn't, and this is the beautiful teaching about initiation work that I love, where I'm like, oh, this game, this very interesting game where you're like, oh, can you let that go? And then you see, like, it just comes, and it comes more in alignment, more in integrity of your path, and it's bigger and it's more beautiful and it's there and it's easy and it just comes. I mean, manifestation in this quantum field at the moment is like that.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is let go and be brave,
The aspect of selectiveness, and I mean, did you see that again? Third time. Okay, I'm gonna give you a story. I'm gonna give you a story
Okay.
after this. But the presence of selectiveness is
Yeah.
very important.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know me, I'm very selective in who I
Yeah.
work with. And you will ask me on numerous occasions about
Yeah.
certain individuals.
Yeah.
So, but you're starting to see that now
Yes. It's
because,
tough.
sorry?
It's tough because
Oh no,
sometimes you
it will get easier, I promise you.
good.
Because the aspect of what you would integrate would not make any difference. So why would you, the shenanigans of the shamans and the teachers and the guides out there would take people's money.
Yeah.
Whereas you are saying, no, you are not ready.
Yeah.
You are not at the stage where you will understand. So whatever I do is not going to make any sense to you. It's not going to make any difference. You're
Correct.
just going to pay me some money,
Yes.
and you'll be out of not only pocket, but there's not going to be any teachings.
Growth or expansion.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I
that's
can't
very
anymore.
important. That's
Yeah,
very,
I
very
can't
important.
anymore. I'm like, it's not what I'm here for.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's
So
not.
your selection process will, and I say this to you because I mean, I've said this.
Yeah.
You know, from my perspective, that I'm very selective, and
Yeah.
I think when you get to a certain stage, which you are getting to now, you
Yes.
understand that aspect of,
Yes.
because it's a form of integrity.
Yes.
You know,
Absolute.
it's a form of integrity.
Yeah. It's a very powerful teaching. I'm
Yeah.
very honored
Yeah.
to learn from this
Yeah.
this within this frequency bandwidth.
Yeah. It's the foundation. If you don't have that, you can't go any further. So
yes.
all those teachers and shamans and whoever out there, if you think that you are making a difference, but there's no integrity, forget about it.
Yeah.
And your time is coming. And
Yeah.
I've said this about some people
Yeah.
that you've asked me about, and I've said to you a year ago or 2 years ago, don't integrate with them. Their time is coming, because I see things. And
Mm.
as God is my witness, as the heavenly abound is my witness, as the history of time is my witness, 13, 18 months later, their time arrives.
Yeah.
So whoever is not walking in integrity there,
And that's what I mean about the
your day
madness.
is coming.
Yeah, and this is what I mean about the madness that I go through, where I'm like, but this is what I see, intuit, and feel will be the future timeline. Why is no one, especially these particular group of conscious individuals? And I'm like, yeah, so yeah, it's
the
an
swamp.
interesting game, yeah.
It's the swamp.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's the swamp. And I mean, you know, I'm sure a lot of your clan or people that listen to the program, I had one person actually, because she wanted to ask me questions about certain things that we had discussed on the program.
Yes.
So she said, Justine, you're very hard, you know. And not everybody out there is bad. And I said, yes, no, I'm not saying that everybody out there is bad, but I'm saying that I see things. And if I see something, I'm not going to sit here and act pretty and have pretty words come out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Like you'll have these podcasts and these programs that even doesn't matter what you've done, they'll still add a bit of softer influence to say, okay, don't worry about it, you know, whatever. Me, no, I don't. I get to the I go beyond the veil and beyond the layers. I get to the truth of the matter.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And the truth hurts. That's the thing. The truth hurts for most people.
Yeah.
And again, like everything we do here is in love, but truth hurts.
Yeah. You know, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend.
No.
So if I see something,
yeah,
and I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, the swamplands.
Yeah. Which brings me to my next point of, based on the what I'm going to institute with this client that I need to cancel with, I now have solstice free to myself. And do you know how happy that makes me?
Yeah, but you need to rest, Briggs.
I will.
No, because I'm telling you, I'm seeing it. You need to rest. You need to integrate, and
just want to meditate.
Yeah, you need to integrate and just because there's too much happening around you.
I can feel it's not near there yet, but I'm like, and this is where psychic burnout comes.
Yeah.
Literally from here, from like next week on, anyone contacting me, I'm like, I'm on 2-week
January.
holiday. Yeah, January
Yeah.
I'm available again.
Yeah. You have to.
And for me to do that is I have to, first of all, but also I'm like, yes, like holiday is such a silly term to me, but I'm like, I need to institute this boundary. I'm not available for 2 weeks, guys.
Yeah. No, because I see a lot of words around you.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. Yeah. So I wanted to talk about these aspects of, we discussed it in one of the programs about the coming in and coming out on this digital platform. So
yes.
Last week I was talking to someone. They contacted me and wanted a deeper insight into something that's happening.
Yeah.
No, it's they're in therapy, and something happened during therapy. I don't know what modality the therapist uses, but they wanted a deeper insight into this equation, basically.
Yeah.
So they were explaining the different, the story of what happened, and what they saw and what they experienced.
Yeah.
And while I was busy talking to them, this aspect of hang on, I've got to wait for the right word. This aspect of hang on a sec. It's almost like a trinity.
Yeah.
So when this person is explaining their story, this aspect of trinity will make it
field.
Yes, into the field, and it comes in on and it shows you on a digital aspect, because I know when something comes in.
Yeah.
On that frequency, on that wavelength.
Yes.
So it's a different wavelength, but it works its way into the technology in a sense.
Yes.
And anyway, so I said, when they were busy talking to me, because we did it via Skype, I said, I see a lot of light coding around your head.
Yes.
And 2 weeks before, they had done an activation. I don't know what the activation was, or an integration process, but it had to do with the brain.
Yeah.
And forming new
neural pathways.
But I said the specific coding that's been done here is light coding, because that's what I see.
Yeah.
And it's sitting around the head.
Yeah.
So that's what I saw looking at the person.
Yeah.
But then something came in, and it's there were 3 things that came. Oh, the first one was a dragon. I said, oh, there's a dragon that's coming. Anyway, so there was a dragon in this person's story.
Yes.
That they saw. And they couldn't understand the aspect of this dragon. And I said, no, you're doing an integration process now, so they're there for protection, to help you and protect you on this aspect, on this journey.
Yeah.
Then there were 3, but the second one that I can remember, it was interesting. I said, it came in, but it was the frequency of an angel. So I said, oh, geez, an angel has just come in. So she said, oh, yes, there was an angel there. but they weren't facing me. Their wings were turned to me.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Interesting.
yeah, what was my point here of
These flickers coming in.
yes. And it's happened now 3 times
3
now.
times, yeah.
On the screen. So that's there are many energy influences that are making themselves known on this program.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, very much so. It was quite interesting actually on Friday night. My third eye was quite in a visual space, like more than most. I was like in the jungle. Yeah, just kept seeing these jungle fronds, you know. It's just like in the jungle. It was quite cool. Oh, actually, questions. We've got 10 minutes left.
Yes, and then I want to, I pick cards for your clan.
Go for it. Yes.
But I want to, we'll stop the recording and then come back just for the card section.
Okay, cool.
Or else it's difficult to upload onto what's her name.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay, so you wanted to ask a question?
My question was about like trance states, like how does one, especially with me with the channeling, like how does one get their ego and consciousness out of their way to create a clear channel for communication? Is it just sitting in practice of this meditation, binaural beats? What advice would you give? I mean, I know I'm practicing and it's really just witnessing and observing and going deeper into breath. I actually feel like breath is the answer.
No, breath is the future.
Yeah, breath is the future. I love that.
No, breath is the future. I'm talking about the integrity, and I mentioned this word so many times, and also on a personal level when we've had conversations.
Yeah.
The integrity of that presence is quite high.
Yeah.
And it's breathwork is the future.
Yeah.
And like we've discussed on this program, that everything has a frequency. So coming back to, I'm just going to give an example, the climate crisis now. I'm going to keep on bringing this up because I think, humanity's on its way to the 6th mass extinction. That's what I believe.
Thank you, Justine, because that's what I'm feeling, and this is where
I'm
like,
no, and people, you know what? Okay, we're over an hour now.
No, we're still on 52 minutes.
Oh, are we? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Because we didn't press record immediately.
Okay. So what happened was I went, they were holding protests for the shell drilling.
Yes.
Anyway, so we have this group in our street, and one person posted, okay, this is where it's being held and blah, blah, blah. So I said, I will be there. I'll make myself very visible.
Yes.
And this fucking idiot. I'm sorry, this program is not censored in terms of language. This 3rd dimensional prick comes across the thing to say, oh, why are people having such a big issue? Because it's just drilling. And he gives me this whole fucking scientific outlay of that it's not a problem at all.
Yeah.
And I don't respond, of course, because he's an idiot.
Yeah, it's not going to be heard.
He's an idiot. And it just shows you that people are not
ready.
No, they're just not aware.
Yeah.
So when I say that, because I posted the day that I went to the protest.
Yeah.
I posted on the WhatsApp group on the street the frequency of oil.
Yes, I saw
coal.
That. I really loved that post, by the way.
Yes, that's just the frequency. That's not the that is not the
effect.
Hang on a sec. Write them all down here. That's just the frequency. That's not the impact on humanity, because that's a different frequency.
Yeah.
It's not the impact on Earth, right?
Yeah.
That's not aligning what percentage is aligning with divine purpose.
Yeah.
And the other one is aligning with its divine mission. So that was just one aspect. And that's just the natural. The scary thing is that the natural aspects that they are using today are still creating havoc in the environment.
Yeah.
So basically, they could be using, for example, solar wind. I mean, solar turbines on the oceans, but that's killing the seals. It's killing marine life. So even green aspects.
Oh yeah,
that,
the green
that people,
industry is so tainted.
Yeah, that people think are green are still killing.
Yeah.
Our marine life. They're still killing insects. They still. So,
well,
you know,
like solar farms, solar panel farms. That shit is like all run by the oil industry. And those things are actually not sustainable for longer than 6 years or something. So you just have these piles and piles and piles and piles within these desert spaces, just like.
Yeah, but solar energy had the highest. It had a frequency of 312, which is basically on the willingness spectrum. But out of all of them, I mean, I made a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Out of 12 of them, solar had the highest. Everything else was at the spectrum of 75 to 100.
Low. Yeah.
So it's even what we're doing now is not working.
Yes, of course.
It's not working.
And that's
not helping the environment.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so besides that and a whole lot of other various aspects that we'll discuss in the future galactical conversations, I believe that humanity is on its way to the 6th mass extinction. And these people like that idiot, you know, are just not aware. They're so blind. They're so blind.
I know.
You know?
Yeah. In a false narrative of
it's
just go back to normal. This is it, hey?
No, and I mean
the polarity of what you've just said is 6 mass extinction. Okay, some of us are in awareness of that. Others are like, we're going to go back to normal soon.
No,
beautiful.
You know, how I see it now is the road where we're going is either
3 minutes, less than 3 minutes.
Okay, is either to the creation of a new civilization, which is the same as, for example, the aspects of what happened in the different civilizations, the Mayan, the Aztecs, the Egyptian. We were going to talk about it on this program, but we'll talk about it in the next episode because you wanted to chat about Egypt. But the way I see it is mass extinction or we're en route to a new civilization.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's scary. I mean, if you look at 90% of humanity are like that dude.
Yeah,
you know?
Of course.
No, it's okay because science says it's okay. You know, and it's not. It's not okay.
No, it's not
It's
okay.
definitely not okay.
Yeah.
So
we'll end with that. It's definitely not okay, guys. Thank you for listening.
Did you see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Confirmation.
Now that was definitely came out from a dimensional aspect as confirmation. It's not from this plane.
Yeah.
It's from a higher dimension saying yes, definitely.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So let's do the cards.
Thank you, guys. We'll pop another recording up for our tarot reading by Justine.
Yeah, very brief one.
Awesome.
Okay.
Cheers, everybody.
Bye, babes.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.